trustees have 7 properties right here in Cape Ann, starting with Mount Ann. We also have Agassiz Rock, Stavros Reservation, Halibut Point, Coolidge Reservation, and Misery Islands. But right in the center of all of these properties is Ravenswood Park. It's 600 acres. It's right up the hill from downtown Gloucester. It's pretty much our centerpiece right here in Cape Ann. Ravenswood Park is a delightful woodland, and we have 3 main trails. The Old Salem Road, which is very historic. It used to be the road from Gloucester to Salem. And then we have the Great Magnolia Swamp, which is a romp around the swamp where the Sweet Bay Magnolia grows. And then we have Ledge Hill Trail, which is a fabulous rocky route that has a scenic view on the outer harbor of Gloucester. So you can see Eastern Point Lighthouse and the Atlantic beyond. The wonderful thing at Ravenswood Park is we now have human comfort. So restrooms, water. The center can also be used to learn a little bit about what you'll find out in the park. There's a few different exhibits here about some of our significant features, the geology, the vernal pools that are here, a little bit of history of the Hermit that once lived here. And we also have changing exhibits, usually seasonal, hunt for bones, books that you can refer to, and field guides, photo gallery of local artists that can put up their photos of the park. So it's a wonderful community addition and a fabulous new addition to the park. Animals here are typical small mammals. We have deer, we have otter from Little River. They come up and they have about a 20-mile circumference that they'll hunt for. We have lots of smaller rodents. My favorites are the chipmunks, woodland birds. The wood thrush in the summer is just magical to hear. Even hawks flying by. So all kinds of mammals, small animals, and birds. Ravenswood has significant vernal pools, vernal meaning spring. The snowmelt and rain forms in the depressions in the forest, and these are critical bodies of water for salamanders and wood frogs, fairy shrimp. They come and congregate to breed each spring. It's important to have these vernal pools because there's no rivers running through them, so fish won't eat their eggs. They dry up quickly, so it's really a race against time for the eggs to actually hatch and the tadpoles to turn into frogs and then live in the woodlands the rest of the year. So you can see them hopping around all year long, but in the spring it's a huge amount of these creatures at the vernal pools. So Ravenswood has a very unique stand of Magnolia virginiana. We also call it the swamp magnolia, the Sweet Bay magnolia. It's the northernmost stand of this unique plant. Here in Massachusetts, it's endangered, and we take a lot of ecological significance to maintain that and keep it protected here. Right now, there's a fence around it to keep deer from browsing the evergreen leaves. The goal is that we can get the grove to be proficient again and put a new boardwalk in and have people view these up close. The geology of Ravenswood is fascinating. It's very typical New England, more typical Cape Ann, but we have glacial erratics, a glacier boulder moraine, which means this is where the glacier stopped and dropped a lot of these boulders. We have kettle ponds. Even the Great Magnolia Swamp is a remnant of the mile-high glacier that melted, and all that water is flowing to the sea, and the Magnolia Swamp is actually still at that water level today. So one of the most unique attractions really is the Hermit. Mason Augustus Walton lived here for 33 years. He was observing nature. He ended up publishing a book in 1903 about his observation and his wildlife friends. We can actually use that for climate change right now. He observes when different bird species arrived and departed, and so we can look at that 100 years ago and see what's going on now and actually get data. So the Hermit came here because he was diagnosed with tuberculosis. He lived in Boston. It was quite polluted at that time. And his doctor said, go live in the pines, my friend, for the next 3 years. He took that literally and he came up here to Gloucester. He set up camp. Before you know it, he was building a log cabin, and he just ended up living 33 years and really giving us all a wonderful insight to what he was seeing here at Ravenswood and sharing that with all of us. Join us, have fun with us, and come and enjoy these properties in your neighborhood.